How's it going, everyone? It's kicking this off here just a few minutes early, and hope to be able to see it here on my end. There we go. See how well that does. A few minutes early, so I'll just kind of hang out here, let somebody hop on. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right. Make sure the audio is good. How's it going, Hootie Hoo? How are you this evening? Oh. Well, I got some interesting stuff. Hopefully everybody's having a decent evening. One of the topics I'm going to kind of go over is the new Magpul mag for the AUG. Oh, so, well, give it here another minute or two. Oh, good, I think that's right. Yeah, really. I had to work all this morning and didn't get home until like 8, 9 o'clock this morning. Drove all last night. Get home for the weekend, so I'm gonna enjoy it myself. Figured to show you guys kind of a size comparison in the 30 rounders. Oh, well, granted, try not to make tonight's video anything, more sad than what it is for the date and time. I mean, it's been a number of years. Everybody kind of deals with it in their own way. I'm no exception to that. So, mood's not soured, but just kind of, taking it all in. So everybody knows today, it's been 19 years since September 11th, and kind of weighs heavy on some people's minds and other things. So I hope you all got to spend some time with your families and kind of reflect and take the day moment by moment and think about it. It's at least for my generation and my time for here, this is what we deal with and have to mess with. And our vets from World War II and First War, Korean, they had a lot more to deal with on their plate. So it's kind of where we're at tonight. So just kind of kicking back, relaxing. Want to tell you guys about some things I'm doing. Kind of talk about the mags and just enjoy the evening. So if you guys have any questions, something you want to talk about, or just kind of chat, that's what tonight's going to be. We'll go for about an hour or so. If it takes 45 minutes or if it takes an hour and 15, we'll go. So that's what we're going to start the night off with. So, guys, I put out a video yesterday. Was kind of showing off some of the AR 500 plates, the steel targets and things. If you made it out to my range day in August, you actually got to shoot on a couple of those different plates. You saw the newest one, actually, still nice and shiny, and I demoed it here last weekend and actually got to put the first rounds on it. And, quality, everything's right there with those AR 500 targets. So if you're actually interested, granted, I think I kind of sounded like an infomercial towards the end of it. It wasn't a sponsorship video or anything. It was something I wanted to do for the company since, they do sponsor the range day, but they're really good. Their targets are awesome. And you guys know I don't have stuff on the channel. I don't talk about stuff or promote anything that I don't buy myself or would buy myself. Granted, that set of targets was given to the channel to use and demo and do my thing with, but they're definitely, I'll be ordering some more of those plates for an upcoming event. I've helped out a couple ranges get a few of them, helped some other people in the community get a few of those plates. they are really good. So if you're interested in those, check them out. They do have some other things on their website, personal armor type stuff, accessories, but anything if you want to build your own shooting range. So do check out ar500targets.com. They're really cool people, and they just moved a facility here to Tennessee. So they got you here in central U.S., and they also have you in California. They actually have a plant on the West Coast. So, I mean, they do a ton of cool deals. So if you check them out, those were the plates that we were shooting and playing with. So, cool. Kind of just checking comments here. Granted, I know there's a delay on my side. As you guys know, on the Magpul mags, that's kind of what I got set up here. The original Steyr AUG mags. So when I say original Steyr, that's the SAI version, which is the standard, takes the magazines that are waffled, not the AR conversion, mags. So the original mags. We're going to talk about those for a second, then I'll talk about the AR variant. So in the original SIA mags, the non-NATO, for years we've been stuck with the waffle mags. That was your option. Like if you bought that gun, you bought an AUG, you had these mags. From my time frame with it, about 6 months to a year ago, Magpul introduced their AUG mag. It's a P mag. It's got a window in the side of it. They're 32 rounds, but they finally made a P mag that fits the standard Steyr. So your original STG-77, your A2, A3, and A3M1, this mag works. So we've been testing it. I got this one back in August, so this is kind of the short term where I'm at with it right today. Granted, I'm going to get some more use time on it, but we gave some of these away. We ran them for range day. This one particular mag, for my personal use, I know we stuck 500 or 600 rounds through in a semi-auto AUG. At the end of the night, we did about 500 rounds on full auto and had zero issues out of these mags. We did a couple drop tests, played with it, for what we could at the range, but so far the mag on lockup, the rear lock for the rooster spur, works awesome. And I've actually found between the 30 round standard mag or the big 42, which you can see that big size difference. These mags just totally lock up better. I'm talking my mag change times have probably sped up a second and a half, and I'm not fast, so that's a huge deal for me. But I haven't not got a lockup where I've done it on these and trying to do fast mag changes. You don't get them seated all the way, or you have to rock them. I haven't had the problem on these yet. Granted, we're 2.5 months I've been playing with these and running it in my AUG. That's working really well, and something I have not had happen yet is pop around out the top and get a double feed on an open bolt. Guys with AUGs, this happens all the time. You get a mag, you can overload these. I mean, it's just 30 rounds, but you can put like 31. If they're really, really worn out, you could maybe get 32 rounds. In this one, the 42s will do it worse on worn out springs. So that happens, and when you jam home and seat the mag inside, especially if you do like an AR style, pop the butt of this thing and jam it home, you'll actually pop through the feed lips on the standard ones. It'll happen, especially when they start getting real old. I've not had that happen, and I've intentionally tried to do it. So the whole time at range day, every time I grab the AR, I told people, slam the mag, like grab at the bottom and just cram it up in there. It'll lock. Go for it. And we did at least 60% of it on open bolt, like emergency reload style, and we did not pop a single round come out of one of these mags. So I'm thrilled with that aspect. That, granted, they're not like a Lancer mag. They don't have metal feed lips. They are polymer. It's got the orange indicator for your, when you're empty, but we haven't spit a round out the top or had any issues. So the biggest concern I've got for one of these is the Steyr mags. I've personally seen them be, an empty mag and be ran over. I've seen them loaded and be ran over. And one Steyr demo, I actually watched them stick this underneath like a standard forklift, like what you see at Home Depot, Lowe's, and they ran a mag over. Like I physically watched them stick a mag underneath the forklift and drive over the top of it, and these mags did not break. Can't say that against a standard AR mag. I've seen them squish and flatten out due to the aluminum. So I'm kind of going to do some testing on PMag and see how well the body will hold up underneath a compression test, something like that. So what do you guys want to see? You just want to see me run it over and see how well it holds up? We want to take this thing and skip it across the parking lot and, you know, toss it in the air, like do something like if you were to jump off a 6-foot ladder and drop it and see what it does compared to a standard mag. I mean, granted, I don't do a ton of torture test stuff, but I am interested to see what type of like natural abuse, getting in and out of a vehicle, it fall off a plate carrier, you know, fall down, you kick it with a pair of boots, you know, send things skipping across the ground. I'm kind of curious to do tests like that. But if you guys have something specific that I can do, that I can get access, you know, if I can find someone with a forklift, I can jam this under, or, you know, run a semi-truck over it, you know, go down the local truck stop and see who I can get to run it over. I'll do what I can, but let me know what you guys want to do with it. So, 42 round mag, 30, the PMag 32 or 30 rounder. It's 2 inches shorter. What is surprisingly, what caught me is on the 30 to 30 comparison, the actual Magpul mag is about ½ inch, quarter inch taller. So to kind of give you guys, hopefully you can catch that there on camera. I mean, it's the thickness of your finger actually taller. So the angle on it is about the same, but you can really tell back here on the lockup difference where this is at. So if you guys have problems, and sometimes I have it with the 42 round mags, that these stick out, you know, the mag sticks out too far, like getting your hand around a 42 is kind of tricky. Granted, this one's going to be, you know, that finger length longer, so it might be an issue. That's so far the only big difference. The thickness of the mags, you know, the curvature to them, they're all really close. I mean, they're probably within millimeters or ½ a millimeter of each other. So that's interesting on that one, but there is a height difference. And I don't know if it's just in base plate design, you know, the magwell, like when I start miking and really try to figure out where it's at, but that's what I've noticed so far with this. So that's kind of the interesting thing with these mags. It came across tonight in the AUG forums. Somebody was asking, they have a NATO version. So this is the AR compatible AUG. If you're unfamiliar, I've got a video showing the difference between a NATO and a non-NATO. So the standard AUG and the one that takes AR mags. Biggest difference I can think about is one has a bolt lock on the side and a release. The other one has, where that is at on the NATO version, has an extra magazine release. That's the simplest way to tell you what the differences are. There's a few internals and a few parts that have to be interchanged. But your standard PMag, or I should say, let's just say your standard AR-15 mag. I don't care who it's made by, if it's polymer or plastic. They all work. They work in that gun. But everybody always asks me, I get tons of emails going, hey, I'm going to buy my first AUG. Which one do I buy? I sold my AR to get one. And my normal answer is, if you've got cases of AR mags, I understand, you know, the cost. You spent money to buy them. You know, it's $100 difference between the guns, roughly, or it used to be. And, you know, go ahead and buy one. I mean, you can buy one. They work. But it keeps coming up and coming up. I normally try to tell guys, if you're going to buy an AUG, buy the standard. There's better aftermarket parts. There's a couple extra options for it. And these mags are just better. Like, I mean, I can argue the point with people. I mean, if you really want to get in and debate it, like, there's plenty of other people who have done torture tests. I mean, the company, you know, Steyr themselves in Austria will tell you that they're better. I mean, just the mags hold up a lot better than the original, you know, AR mag, the Armalite mags, or the Colt mags, like any of the original stuff. Comparing them to the polymer ones, so a generic PMag, those ARs prefer the PMag. I don't know what it is. I own one. You guys have seen me do the demo work on it. I've had it on the channel. It's the one I put the bayonet on, and it's now with its new home. It just doesn't. They just don't like the aluminum mags. I don't know if it's because they're all worn out, if the tolerance are different, and most of it, I mean, unless you mic something, you're really not going to notice it. So I don't know what it is. If you're buying brand new mags, you shouldn't have a big issue. But a gentleman is having that issue. He ran a PMag, a Lancer mag, an old Colt mag, and he was just like, the only thing that worked was a PMag, and it was new. So, they kind of reached out, asked me what was going on with it, and I was like, junk out the old mags, buy brand new ones, try that. Magpul mags seem to be the best. I've ran a couple Snail and big 100-round beta mags, and they function. So that was kind of cool, but you're just going to have an issue if you use old surplus mags. If you're asking my opinion on which one of the two platforms to buy, a NATO or the non-NATO, with having this new option of this particular mag, so now you have the two options between the original or the PMag and the standard Steyr. Sell your AR mags. You've got a buddy who's got an AR. Come on, reality, you're going to buy another AR at some point. You're going to do one of the pistol builds. You're going to do a 300 blackout build. Like, you're going to mess with something. AR mags, you're going to have a use for them. If not, you've got a buddy that's got a use for them, and you get back 50-60% of your money. So invest the time, invest the money, buy the standard, AUG. You get better mags. You don't have to worry about the stuff, not fitting and functioning. And like you've seen for Augs in August, you saw the upgrade parts that are available. You buy it and they all work. So to me, that's the better of the two choices to buy. So you can take my advice on it, or if you buy the old ones, you're going to find out real quick. If you try to use old surplus mags or just mags you've had for 15-20 years, you're going to start running into feeding issues, and that's what the problem is. So there's that. Somebody else had also asked on the AUG about showing the forward assist for the bolt carrier group. Yes, I got your email. I've got a couple of the responses on the Facebook and on YouTube. I've got you a video. I have to edit it. It'll be out here in a week or two. It'll be something short. I'll share it out, but I'll show you guys how the forward assist works on the AUG. So that's coming, and then we've got some other stuff. I've got video editing, and I ended up doing one for the SPP Steyr pistol. You guys saw me doing a dismantle on and cleaning that Miss TnSteyr bought 3 weeks ago. So got a video on it coming in the near future. So doing some more work with it, figuring out if we're going to do any type of upgrades or what exactly we're going to do with it. So that's happening. Enjoying a little America tonight. So that's going on. Other exciting, fun stuff. I was actually, talking about ARs, I got to check out a company. They're local here out of Tennessee, do a ton of AR mill work, build a ton of receivers. There's a barrel company. I've actually started to kind of look at the AR platforms, and I'm thinking about getting into the 300 game. Saw a really cool setup. It's a pistol, it's a brace system, so granted, definitely I'll be throwing a Gearhead Works arm brace onto it, but I'm kind of looking at that. I'm also looking, you guys can hook me up and tell me some advice to look for. I'm really getting back into steel frame pistols. So I've got my Steyr GB, and you guys know Steyr GBs, like if you break something, you're kind of SOL. So yes, I'm going to shoot it, I'm going to use it, but I don't want to abuse and use it like I would one of my L9s or, the fancy, VF1 or VF001, but the VF1, I'll run that gun. It's, I can replace parts on it, I can get parts, that's not a big deal, but I'm looking at stuff. I've kind of been looking at the CZ line, some of the SP01s. I don't want anything tactical, I just want 4 or 5 inch 1911. I've got a 1911, but looking full steel gun. I don't want mixtures of steel and polymer. I'm looking for a full steel hammered fire gun. I'll look at a striker fired steel gun if I can find something, but kind of looking for advice. You guys see something know of something that maybe I haven't come across or maybe I haven't thought of, leave me a comment, let me know. But I did see, it wasn't the Shadow, I believe it was the SP01, and I kind of checked one out. It was black, and I think had purple grips or something. Granted, you guys know I'm colorblind, but they said it was purple. I don't know. It looked interesting, but it was pretty cool. It had some interesting grips. So it kind of reminded me of the GB. Just nice low bore axis, 19 rounds. Flush mags. Nothing overly fancy, but really cool shooter. So that's what I was looking at. Oh, that's kind of check up over here. Okay, cool. Something else. Kind of the big thing, and tomorrow I'll be doing some of the film work for it and getting it set up. You guys see here on the table, it says the EDC Games. So, kind of a highlight, something that's happening if you're going to be around the West Tennessee area. So, kind of you can mark your calendars, kind of circle, Jackson, that area. I got to thinking and doing some contemplating, trying to find some fun gun games to do. And just like how this channel started, I wasn't finding what I was looking for, at least on the experience level. Rather, I was finding entry-level to pistol classes, which they're great for the people that know them, but once I've been around some stuff, it's kind of boring to go listen to someone give me safety rule class lessons all over again, which we try to deal daily anyway. And then I was finding like the full-out tactical games, and traveling out of state, or actually having to come home, travel, and then go do a full weekend, running and gunning, doing fun stuff. It's not overly appealing. I mean, I want to do it, but I keep finding them and they're 200-300 miles away. So it was kind of like there's nobody doing actually like cool shooting stuff. The best that we had in this area in West Tennessee was some Glock guys. They were doing Glock games, but y'all know I don't own a Glock and I won't own one. Like, no thank you. I think we've had like one on the channel that I showed how to clean and showed how all the finish fell off of it. But anyhow, that's been a couple years ago. I wasn't into doing the Glock games and doing their monthly hangout shoot for points thing. That wasn't what I was looking for. So excuse me. Talked to some people in the industry, got together with them, kind of mulled over, spitballed some ideas, started working on this. I've had the concept for a year or two, but this year it kind of kicked off, and this month we went ahead and made up a new thing. I'm actually one of the head people for a new company called the EDC Games. So it stands for the Everyday Carry Games. What it's going to be is going to be a mixture of your tactical games and your IDPA shooting or USP shooting, but it's going to be for the everyday guy. It's real simple. No fancy operator system guns, no race pistols, no $5,000, $10,000 AR platforms with all the gizmos on it. I'm talking like the person that's owned a gun for 6 months, that's starting to understand stuff. Maybe he's gone to their first class, and they actually want to learn how to like unholster a gun and walk and shoot at the same time. If you guys go to the indoor ranges like I do, you get really bored. You stand in the booth and you do the old Barney Fife. You shoot your paper target, and yes, you can work on accuracy, you can work on fundamentals, but you don't get the option to actually unholster and draw. You don't get the time to do tactical reloads or emergency reloads. And trying to explain that to somebody without actually getting to do it, it becomes a pain in the butt on a teaching aspect of trying to, basically tabletop demo it. It's nice when you can actually show them, drop a mag, let it hit the floor, and pull one out your pocket, load it up, actually, to pull a mag, retain it, clear a chamber, and then switch into a rifle. So with that being said, the tactical games, the very first one is going to be October the 24th at the range of Jackson. Excuse me guys, a little indigestion. The first game is going to be at an indoor range. It's all pistol size base, so like 30 meters. I'm gonna set the game up. We're gonna film it. There is an entry fee. It's real simple for equipment. You're gonna need your pistol, just your generic. There's gonna be 2 divisions, so I'll start off with the divisions. There's gonna be an old school, which is revolvers and lever action guns or bolt action, and there's gonna be new semi-auto. So standard semi-auto pistol, semi-auto rifle. Caliber doesn't matter. Length doesn't matter. Round count, as long as you can hold 8 to 10 rounds, we're golden. The 1911 crowd, guys, I mean, you kind of fall in that mixture. You need to buy bigger mags and understand how that works, or we're gonna have to play with a point system and time for if you're only 7 rounds. So we're working on the 1911s, but I don't think there's still a lot of people that are just carrying 7-round 1911s. Like, a lot of people get into the 9mm and they're 10 or 12 rounds, so you're good. So with that, it's going to be $20 per person. We're going to do 2 rounds of games. So everybody will get in, get the first opportunity to do the game. We'll take a moment, we'll reset the range, and then the second round will go over, and we're going to run it for time and points. So each class, each class, the old school and the new school, are going to have the opportunity to compete opposite themselves, but it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter, gender, it doesn't matter your size of equipment, caliber of equipment, it has to be what you carry. Basic, simple rules are, we're not going to run compensated guns, suppressor guns, like, it has to be something that you truly carry every day. Now, when it comes to your rifle, the rifle's a little bit different. The rifle has to be like a truck gun. I mean, if we're doing lever action and revolver, I mean, we're thinking John Wayne, some cowboy action shooting. It's a standard lever action, 30-30, 45 long Colt, 357. Just a standard lever action. If you don't have one, the range actually have the equipment. You can actually rent it out, so that'll be good. When it comes into the semi-auto field, as long as it's semi-auto, you can bring your AUG, your AR, your AK, you can bring your CZ Scorpion in 9mm, it doesn't matter. As long as it's a rifle, we're not talking like, shortened down SBR systems and stuff. I mean, I'm sure we can, go across that road when it comes to it, but we're talking rifles. So, full-size rifle, it doesn't matter whatever you got gizmos onto it. If you got optics, you got iron sights, it doesn't matter. There's going to be different lengths of shooting, different ways of shooting, but it's going to be for like the everyday. We're not going to be running behind barriers. You're not going to be taking cover. You're going to do a little bit of running and gunning, but it's going to be the basic, simple stuff to help new shooters, to take old shooters, that might be a couple days out of the gym, that need some help, and then it's going to also help and get like women into the sport to let them figure out how things should be holstered where it's at. So it's going to be a person at a time. There's some other nuanced things that are going to go on with the range and the setup, but we've got paper and steel to shoot, and it'll be the best part. And I know ammo's expensive today. This is a low round count. We're talking 40 rounds for your pistol and 30 rounds for a rifle. So that's really it. I mean, we're totally going to try to keep it really low. So, a box of shells for your pistol and, a small box for the rifle. So it'll be really inexpensive. But one of the cool things, and I really wanted to promote with it to help guys, we spend a lot of money in this industry to buy ammo, buy mags, buy tools and equipment, and go someplace. And not a lot of places, kind of give back. So the cool thing is, top shooter for each class. So the old school class and the new school class, we're going to give a cash prize. And that's going to be based off of how many people show up. It's a percentage of the participants. So, but each one of the games will have a payout for each of those divisions. So that's how it's going to work, kind of give back. And, if we get decently sized at it, should pay for your morning or your afternoon, definitely pay for the ammo. So that's awesome. The next best thing on this is if you don't have the proper equipment, it can all be rented at the range. We've already taken care of it. It'll be available. They've got multiple handguns, and they've got 5 or 6 different semi-auto rifles, and they've got 1 or 2 lever action guns, and they got plenty of wheel guns. So that'll be really cool. So that's something I've been setting up. I've got some people that are helping with the industry, but if you guys want to check it out, you can. There's a Facebook page. We're going to be getting it up and running fully. It'll have all the rules, which are going to be like really basic, guys. We're doing like 5 or 6 rules. It's simple. Tools and equipment are basic, simple things. 2 mags for your pistol, a mag for the rifle. I mean, the 2 biggest things you're going to have is a sling for your rifle and a good holster for your pistol. I don't care if it's appendix, outside the waist, or inside the waist. It does not matter. As long as it'll retain your pistol, you're good. On your rifle, you need a good sling because you're going to look funny if you have to, bite it and hold onto your rifle as you try to, do a push-up or walk 30 feet and carry an ammo can or something. So make sure that you have those tools and equipment, which we'll have a list out. But it'll be on the Facebook page. There's also an Instagram page, and then we're going to film all the events, and there's going to be a new YouTube channel. It's called the EDC Games. If you have any questions, you want to help out, you want to sponsor with it, if it gets really well, you want it to come to your range, you can actually email me at the edcgames@gmail, and we'll set up stuff. We can talk there and talk business on that side of it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Something I'm going to bring to West Tennessee, and if it does really well, and hopefully you can kind of spread it out and start growing that industry for something different. So we've been setting it up, and it actually launched last weekend. So I'm kind of proud of that myself. So besides just doing the reviews, my range days, T&E work, and some design stuff, and now I'm getting into the range side of stuff to do some teaching and have fun shooting. So hopefully that interests y'all. You guys, any questions? Anything going on with y'all? Something y'all want to talk about? I think we got some people watching. It's probably dinner time for a lot of people. I ended up doing some cooking, and I got something really cool that Miss TnSteyr has been working on. If you guys seen a couple pictures, it looked like it was joked that she built me a coffin. It's not a coffin, trust me. It's actually a really nice display case that she found and started remodeling for me. She's been working for the last week or so, getting it painted and sanded. Alright, well, getting some thumbs up, some likes. 5 watching. I guess I'm still getting a little new for the whole live stream, and I'm kind of glad to actually be able to be doing it again. But it's kind of weird to, sit and not have a bunch of interaction. I don't know, maybe we need to see about starting to bring on a guest or have a hangout night. Well, how do you all like the new table setup and the way it looks? It looks decent. No more just my hands doing the the overview. I can actually see me, and I can point to stuff a little bit easier. I don't have to put my head over the camera. But I hope you all like it. The setup. It's got a little bit more room up here. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some other things that are going on. Industry-wise, or things that I'm getting involved with. 0 to 1 mile project, that's going good. Granted, I don't have it on the table tonight, but I found some ammo that looks really promising, and I'm hoping my optic from Leopold will be here in a week or so. Seems like it's taken forever to get one with everything that's been going on in the world, but I've got a brand new Leopold 7x35 with the H59 reticle, one of the brand new Mark 5 HDs. Sorry guys, too many numbers to remember. But that should be here. I'm hoping here by the end of the month. It was ordered, so we're just waiting on it to come in. So we'll have that. Got the Charlie Terax to be doing videos. I'm still educating myself fully on how it works to totally understand. Besides, the idiot guide of, it's a periscope, it's a prism system, to explain it to people exactly what it is. But I showed it at range day. Mr. H was down. Actually got us 2 of those for our elevational, lacking in what we need for caliber to distance. But still gotta educate myself on it to be really knowledgeable, at least to answer better technical questions. So I'm working on that, and I don't know. Ammo prices still suck, and if you can find ammo, buy it. Yeah, I think everybody kind of already knows that. Something that did happen today went down. We're gonna see about updating my shirts, the company shirt. So I'm gonna see about having new logos made and be a new shirt, probably for the first of the year. So I'm working on designs and stuff. So I'll actually put that out there. If anybody wants to help with the design or has a cool idea on how to play with my logo, I'm going to be doing that. So first, going to get that worked out over the next month or so and start playing with it and see about getting some shirts and stuff ordered. So granted, you guys know I don't sell swag. I don't promote to sell, BS stuff, but when I do the shirt order, there will be a minimum shirt order like last time. So if you do happen to want one from the channel, I'll hook you all up with the exact cost. We don't make it. I don't make anything. It'll just cover having to order 50 or 60 shirts. Doing the bulk order thing. So if that interests you guys, you want a shirt from the channel, and granted, we shipped this one. We shipped them all over. As long as you'll pay the shipping, I'll ship it anywhere that UPS or FedEx will run. So it's not a big deal. I think these were with shipping, they were like $26, $27. So the new ones should be basically the same price, shipped out. And all that does is cover the cost of it. But that was something that we went down and talked to the shirt company today. So I'm putting images together, kind of feeling it out, trying to come up with a better shirt idea than what I come up with the first time. Well, I'll kick it here for a few minutes, guys. We've been going about 40 minutes or so, 37, 40 minutes. Okay, let's see. Somebody's hung up. DXP, evening, how are you? I guess everybody got off of having from dinner. I ate mine earlier. Now I'm just sipping and relaxing. But, you guys got questions, something I can talk about or help out? Because I'm kind of at a loss for anything else that's really going on that's exciting, at least that I think. I do really wish that YouTube would let us play with stuff during live streams, but kind of can't do that. I've got that cool SPP, and granted, I just got done filming the video. I need to edit it for the history on it and the breakdown and takedown, but it's definitely a very interesting pistol, that's for sure. And the more and more I play with it, the more interesting it gets. Where are you hiding at, DPX? I see you're out there doing something. Where in the world are you at tonight? That'll be an interesting one. You East Coast or West Coast? That's okay. Hey, at least the live stream notice is going out. So we've been sitting chilling. We've been just, you have to kind of go back and go over the last 30 minutes or so. Hopefully it'll add something cool to your evening. But we were talking about some different products that we're messing with, some AUG mags, and a new project I started up. Let's see. The very first of the EDC games, there'll be 6. It'll be once a month. The very first ones are going to be located out of Jackson, Tennessee. So it'll be real simple coming off the interstate. They've actually got RV parking. They got some big room. It's not too far away, actually from truck stops. So that's kind of cool. But it's right off the interstate. I believe it's exit 83 on I-40. So when you guys come into Jackson, it's like just past the downtown exit, heading east. It'll be the one exit past the downtown. There'll be map directions, everything. You can actually check out. If you type into. Sorry guys, having a brain fart. If you go to Instagram, type in "go to the range." Should pop it up. If not, just type in "the range of Jackson, Tennessee," and it'll pull up their website, all their operational hours, and there's some really cool pictures and stuff with the range. If not, check back out the channel. Like I said, I'm going to go there tomorrow, do some filming, some picture taking. I'll have all the links, and then it'll be going up on the Facebook and Instagram page for the EDC Games. So, cool, home time. Well, it's probably a lot cooler out where you're at, that's for sure. It's like 85, almost 90 here. It still hasn't cooled off. I'm hoping, actually, depending on how SHOT Show, I guess that'll be something. I'm kind of in the night, unless y'all have any other questions. SHOT Show. It's looking like it's going to be a go. Myself, personally, granted, guys, I don't do politics on this channel. Like, don't ask. I don't get into it. But depending on how the rules are set up, the local establishment, like just the BS, the world ending side of that is we're going to see what it's going to look like. If it's going to work like it did in 2018, come to SHOT Show. You don't have to walk around with a 2x4 and keep people away from you. You can just interact with everybody. I'm going to see about going to SHOT Show. I've got some interest. I got some companies that we're talking to that I'm doing other project works with and just collaborational stuff. I don't know if I'll be out there assisting their booth, maybe as a guest speaker, or if I'm just going to go as media as normal. But I am looking into it. I'm just waiting, and everybody's kind of on a holding pattern to see what SHOT Show is going to look like this year. So hopefully that'll actually work, and we'll get to be out there this year, since we did not go this past year. I just didn't do it, one, financially, and two, there was really nothing overly new coming out or like awesome stuff, and I'd been the year before, and I figured I could go every other year was my game plan. So I'm hoping for SHOT Show. If we can go out there, we'll get more interviews, see what's new, check out cool stuff, and do what we did last year, and hopefully not catch the SHOT Show crud and have to drive all the way home. So, whew, man, 124. Yeah, that's desert life for you. So, cool. Looking forward to it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of closer into the area, so if I get out that way, I will definitely let you know that I'm coming out to SHOT Show. So I don't know if I'll be spending a week out there like I did the last time, but definitely going to go for at least 2 days. Might make it like a 3-day trip. So I'll kind of set and see what that does. But that's going to kind of end it for the night, guys. Thanks for everybody that's kind of hanging out. I see some people are watching in the background. Hopefully you find it entertaining. You get to see what I'm doing, and angles are right and audio's good. So no one's told me I look crooked or funny, so that's always a plus. So sorry, I thought I saw a message coming through. Well, guys, that'll end it. I'm gonna go sit and relax and enjoy what's left of my glass, and I've got some more AUG stuff to play with and some other things to tinker and film and educate on. So that'll handle it and do it. I'll say goodnight and kind of end off on everything like I started the channel off. Guys, it's still early. It's still September 11th. If you haven't talked to somebody in a while, make the phone call, reach out, check on those that actually need to be checked upon. I mean, granted, everybody knows vets, everybody knows first responders. It might be somebody that you haven't thought about in a little while, and it's not to say it's a good excuse to call, but it's what better opportunity to call, check, see how people are doing. You never know who might need to talk. So kind of did that for my community of vets and people out there. So deal with it. Just hopefully how you cope with today, and good, bad, how it is. Just remember the sun will still rise tomorrow, and God willing, everybody will get to see it. So that'll all work. You guys have a blessed night. Hope everything goes well, and I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one.